on July 20th, 2025, time seemed to pause. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, beloved actor, musician, director, and cultural force passed away, just shy of his 57th birthday. For many, he remained the ever-relatable Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show, but Warner's life was far more than one iconic role. He was a generational voice, an artistic chameleon, and a deeply thoughtful human being whose legacy reached across genres and communities. His tragic drowning at Cosel's beach in Limon, Costa Rica, stunned the world. It happened during a quiet family vacation, a moment meant for peace that turned into an unimaginable loss. Social media erupted with sorrow. As one post on X put it, a gut punch to the soul. His passing left a wound in the hearts of millions. Yet, to understand why his death hit so hard, we must remember the full mosaic of the man whose name always hinted at greatness. The name that mattered born. August 18, 1970, in Jersey City, New Jersey, Malcolm-Jamal Warner was destined for purpose. His name honoring Malcolm X and Ahmad Jamal carried the weight of culture and activism from birth, raised by his mother Pamela, a determined paralegal-turned-manager. Malcolm's early years were rooted in both structure and creativity. She enrolled him in acting classes at 9 and demanded he complete chores and homework before taking the stage. The turning point came when a young Warner, just 13, auditioned for a new sitcom. He landed the role on the final day of casting, securing a place in television history. The show would become a cultural milestone. Theo and the world that watched The Cosby Show debuted in 1984 and reshaped American television. Playing Theo Huxtable, Warner brought charm, wit, and depth to a character that reflected a reality seldom seen on screen, an upper-middle-class black family living with dignity, intelligence, and warmth. His portrayal earned him an Emmy nomination in 1986 and introduced critical storylines, like Theo's dyslexia diagnosis, sparking conversations that changed lives. Fans often shared how those episodes led to their own learning disability diagnoses, even decades later. Warner remained proud of what the show represented, though he never shied from the pain of its later controversy. "What saddens me," he said, "is that we lost a piece of representation that had become so essential, while others remained tied to one role." Warner quietly prepared to expand his narrative, behind the camera, ahead of his time as a teenager. Warner didn't wait for Hollywood to cast him differently. He picked up a director's lens. At 17, he directed episodes of The Cosby Show, becoming one of the youngest actors to direct major television. He went on to direct music videos for stars like New Edition and Heavy D, eventually applying his skills to meaningful projects. In 1992, he helmed Time Out the Truth about HIV, AIDS, and You, a public health special featuring Magic Johnson and Arsenio Hall. It wasn't just television, it was activism. And he was awarded the NAACP Key of Life Image Award for his work. Over the years, he directed episodes of All That, Kenan and Kel, and Malcolm and Eddie, helping shape youth programming and lifting other black voices behind the camera, breaking the Theo mold in the late 1990s. Warner took control of his on-screen image, Malcolm and Eddie, which aired from 1996 to 2000, gave him a fresh comedic platform, and this time, he wore multiple-hat star, producer, and director. He also became the familiar voice of the producer in the Magic School Bus, delighting yet another generation. Later, Warner dove into dramatic roles. He appeared in Jeremiah, had a recurring role in Suits, and played Al Cowlings in The People, the Owned J, Simpson American Crime Story, earning acclaim for his quiet intensity. But it was his role as Dr. A.J. the Raptor Austin in The Resident that reintroduced him to millions. From 2018 to 2023, he captivated audiences with a fierce yet compassionate portrayal of a top-tier cardiothoracic surgeon, showing emotional depth and technical nuance, a soul in music beyond scripts and sets. Warner found his rhythm literally. An accomplished bass guitarist, he studied at Berklee College of Music and founded his band, Miles Long, known for its fusion of jazz, funk, and R&B. His music wasn't a side project. It was another language he spoke fluently. In 2015, Warner won a Grammy Award for Best Traditional R&B Performance for Jesus Children, collaborating with Robert Glasper and Lala Hathaway. He later earned a Grammy nomination in 2022 for his spoken-word poetry album Hiding in Plain View, bearing his soul in raw, rhythmic reflection. For Warner, poetry was the only way to say the things acting wouldn't allow. Each stanza was a mirror to his truth. Not all. Hood, his final offering. In 2024, Warner co-launched the Not All Hood podcast with Candice Kelly and Wusi Baraka. It wasn't entertainment, it was therapy, tackling topics like Black mental health, cultural identity, and healing. The podcast created a brave space for honesty. His final episode, released just days before his death, closed with these chillingly prophetic words: "We're here to heal, not hide." The show became a capsule of his heart, raw, generous, and unforgettable. The man beyond the spotlight, Warner's personal life, by design, stayed quiet. He suffered the heartbreaking loss of partner Michelle Thomas in 1998, and later dated actresses Karen Melina White and Regina King. But his greatest personal joy came in 2017, when he married Kesha, an attorney, and became a father. Despite his fame, he shielded his family from the public. "I don't need to expose what matters most for people to know it's real," he once said. He and Keisha were soulmates, and by his account, had never once argued. Their daughter, just 8 at the time of his death, was the light of his life. He also remained close to his mother, Pamela, from childhood through his final years. She remained his mentor and emotional foundation, a quiet legacy of wealth. Malcolm-Jamal Warner lived modestly by celebrity standards but wisely. At the time of his death, his estimated net worth was between $6 and $12 million. He earned through TV royalties, directorial gigs, music, and real estate, though financial setbacks came when The Cosby Show was removed from syndication. He adapted with resilience. He lived in a hillside Studio City home, purchased in 1994, complete with a theater, gym, and wine cellar. Later, he added a home in Decatur, Georgia, during filming for The Resident, enjoying a quieter life steeped in music, family, and reflection. His final day, Warner's death, came too soon and too cruelly. On July 20th, 2025, while swimming with his family, he was swept away by a rip current off Costa Rica's Coatzacoalcos beach. Despite rescue attempts, he drowned. The official cause, asphyxia by drowning. The timing a single day before his birthday amplified the grief. Fans and fellow artists flooded social media with tributes. Felicia Rashad, Trassa Ellis Ross, and others mourned the man who never stopped evolving. His final message, "We're here to heal, not hide," echoed everywhere. A legacy etched in culture. Malcolm-Jamal Warner changed how we saw Black families, how we understood child stars, and how we measured artistic evolution. He proved that success doesn't come from staying in one lane. He directed with purpose, acted with soul, played music with heart, and spoke with grace. He championed representation, mentored emerging talent, and tackled taboo topics with courage. He reminded us that healing is as much a part of life as ambition. And he built a life full of depth, not spectacle. In his light, we heal. We lost a giant, but gained a map. Malcolm-Jamal Warner's legacy is a call to live artfully, love fiercely, and speak truthfully. Like, share, and follow Opio to keep celebrating artists who live boldly and heal loudly. Let his story be a beacon for anyone who's ever wondered, can I be more than what the world sees? His life answers that with a resounding yes.